Hi, everyone. Welcome to the January edition of the Metals Investor Forum. We are here doing backstage interviews. I have Kevin Brewer, who is president of CMC Metals. Kevin, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you, Peter.
Wonderful. So, Kevin, you have projects in Canada, and you have some exciting news about a brand new project that you are acquiring. So, I'm suspecting that you're going to want to tell us a lot about that.
Well, yes, it's the new flagship property. It's called Gavilanes. It's in Durango, Mexico, in the Sierra Madre, a very prolific belt, and in particular in a new district, San Dimas. It's very close to First Majestic's silver mine. It's called San Dimas, and we're excited about that.
Excellent. So, Gavilanes, maybe you can tell us a little bit about the history of the project, what it has, what it's been through, and where we are right now, and what it may lead to.
Sure. So it was explored a little bit, but there was a company called Santa Cruz Silver Mining, and they drilled 47 holes at site, 11,300 meters. They put 37 of those holes in a resource. So we have a resource. It's 18.2 million ounces at an average silver equivalent grade of 320 grams, basically like 10 ounces of silver per ton. And so then they were reinvesting their money in another mine. So they sold off their properties to put into that mine project. Long and short of it, a Sailfish Royalty Corp ended up getting it. They did some mapping. They evaluated the 10 holes and assayed all of those. So we got that low-hanging fruit to add into the resource. And then their royalty company, they didn't want to explore this. I found out it was available for sale. And here we are. We've acquired the project since, and we feel it's got a significant exploration potential and an opportunity to expand the resource very quickly.
Excellent. So you were telling me earlier that currently, based on some of the work that's been done by the geologists, the extent of the veins that we're currently at is much larger than where we were just a short while ago. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the work that's been done and where that's brought us.
Well, Santa Cruz knew there were 8 veins, and they were in a very limited area. It was like an area about 250 meters by about 200 meters wide. Very small area, and that's where all the drilling focused, actually in a almost 0.17 square kilometers. Sailfish geologists went in there, mapped out the area, the Gavilanes zone, one of the 3 zones in detail, and found out veins over a 5.6 kilometer area. Now, do the math, that's 33 times the amount of veins already just found in preliminary mapping. We expect to find a lot more veins as we get drilling this. Of course, there's all kinds of new extents. There's opportunities down dip. There's opportunities along strike. There's veins not ever touched in the drilling before. So it's a mouth-watering experience for the geologists because they just can't wait to drill all those targets off eventually.
Of course. So there are a few things about the project that, again, you were telling me that make it particularly attractive. Now, first of all, it's in Mexico. It's a proven district that has mined. I'd like you to tell us how many ounces historically, but also after that, maybe tell us a little bit about what the current state is of the project that allows it to, once you hit the ground running, actually advance it pretty quickly.
Well, pretty much 600 million ounces of silver out of this area, and almost, I think, 12 million ounces of gold. So speaks for itself in terms of historic production in this area. It's just phenomenal. In the Sierra Madre, over 30 active mines. So you're in that huge part of the silver area of Mexico. And then, of course, we're very close to that mine. There's others that have identified the interest recently and that we identified in this area. So we know that this is an emerging district of that part of the Sierra Madre as far as we're concerned. And so the other thing about this is as you get into these zones, we're thinking that what the geochemistry is showing us on the surface is that we will potentially see more gold as we go down deeper into these areas. That's what the surface samples are telling us. We're seeing surface samples. I've seen almost an ounce per ton in some of the surface samples, which is just phenomenal. So yeah, it's a silver play right now.
Right.
We think it's going to evolve into more of a gold play as we get more into this. And that would be very similar to what the San Dimas mine is. It's a very high grade silver gold mine. We think we have another San Dimas.
So I was going to ask you of examples of analogs. So San Dimas would be one. Are there others that you can think of that maybe sort of in that area, or nothing sort of close enough necessarily to be an analog?
Well, I think San Dimas is the model.
Okay.
And I mean, the same geology, same type of mineralization. We're in the same age of the rocks. We're in that lower volcanic unit that is there. It's andesites, breccias. Not going to talk too much about the geology, but I mean, it is exactly the same rocks. And there's no doubt it's structurally complex. There's a couple of mineralizing events that are obvious. We have to get in there, better understand this mineralization, better understand the controls in it, but that's all a part of the play. So that's our intent, is to get in there, do an initial drill program of about 1,500 meters initially, show that there are some infilling areas in the historic, plus start to extend out those veins and build the resource, show the market that this has the potential to be 100+ million ounces.
Excellent. Now, you were mentioning to me too that it comes with some features that give it a few advantages. Speaking of permits, so maybe you can.
So fully permitted for the first 4,650 meters right now, which is a rare thing with permits. They're not so easy to get in Mexico, but they're not difficult. It's just that it's not like a rubber stamp these days. Right. So you have to follow the paperwork. The paperwork is not extraordinary. You also have to be responsible with the community, and the community are very supportive of this project, but we also need to be supportive of them. And so we're recognizing that. We've met with the community already. They're very supportive of this. And you just have to be responsible like we are with our projects in North America, where we have to recycle our water on our drills. We have to have good knowledge of the environment around us. And those are reasonable expectations for us to operate under.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Sounds like a great overview. Sounds like an exciting project, and it sounds like it's got some amazing potential. We're certainly anxious to see CMC bring this forward and bring it to its full potential and make it grow. There's a serious lack of high grade silver projects out there, and this certainly looks like a diamond in the rough.
Well, I've been looking at a lot of projects over the years. So I would think I've looked at, in the past 4 years, I've probably looked at over 250 projects. These type of projects where they have this level of a resource of close on 20 million ounces, they're just not out there anymore. This is a rare opportunity. It's also a company maker. Mm-hmm. I would label it as that. We think this will generate significant value for CMC over the coming years. And it is going to, well, I call it a transformational asset. It's going to transform our company from being a micro cap into the next level. And we're at that stage where we're at the bottom of the curve. We're at the bottom of that value curve, and that value curve is very steep as you go from this stage into PEA. So over the next 3 years, we hope to do like up to 50,000 meters, do a preliminary economic assessment after that, and generate significant value, but we'll grow the resources. It's going to be a slow start. We'll start off with 1,500 meters. We'll do the 3,000 meters afterwards and fulfill the drilling lot. We'll re-permit, and then we'll put some big drilling programs in this to really grow that resource very quickly.
Well, thanks for that great overview. Gavilanes, as you say, could be transformative for CMC. It's going to be certainly interesting and exciting to watch how that all develops. Thanks again, Kevin.
Well, thanks for this opportunity. Metals Investor Forum is always a great opportunity, and we thank everybody for inviting us again.
We're glad to have you here.